In this video, I'm going to tell you how to show appreciation for your clients and your employees. Hey guys, I'm Mike Claudio, owner of WinRate Consulting and host of the Big Stud Sales Podcast. Showing appreciation for your clients and your employees is super important towards the end of the year, and I think in 2020 even more. Not everybody had a great year. A lot of people could use a little bit of that additional something this year. So here's some things that I've done in the past, both for clients and employees, that might help you spark some ideas on ways that you can get back in front of those clients from this year to just re-engage them and find a way to wow them so that they continue to think of you when their friends or family are talking about or asking about the same services that they hired you for. So one of the best ones that I had done, I got the absolute best response. I would send cheesecakes. It was a custom sample cheesecake that I would send one to everybody. What made that one super special is how it was delivered. So I would order them from a company out of Greensboro, and they would ship the cheesecakes to these offices, whether it was to your home or to some of the B2B clients I had. And they would show up individually in these dry ice boxes. So each cheesecake came in a box like this. Well, if you go drop 2 or 3 of those, or like some offices were 40, you just make an impact. People are like, what is this? So I would go to the homeowner or to the business and say, okay, give me the name of everybody that's associated with it, right? So if you're B2B, it works really well there. If it's a homeowner, like send one to everybody. Maybe send one to somebody in their family. But basically put their name on it, drop it off or send it to them. And it's really a way to gives them something they can utilize. Obviously it's gotta be high quality. I think I was spending $20 or $25 per cheesecake. But if you look at the overall, if I sent 100 of those out, it cost me $2,500, and in general, just not that much money compared to the ROI on it. So don't be afraid to spend a little bit more on something because of thinking the forward ROI as opposed to the current expense on it. But the cheesecakes are great. Something they can utilize, something they can put on their table, everybody can talk about, and it's something that they'll remember, like something with your branding on it or some little tchotchke is cool, but it's just gonna go in a drawer and not really be thought about again. That cheesecake, I still get people telling me about it, and it was 3 years ago the last time I sent a cheesecake out. Because it was a really good cheesecake, and it was just something different to help me differentiate myself. Other little things that you can do are gift baskets that assign or relate the items within it, relate to the type of project you did. Like I had kitchen baskets, bathroom baskets, and outdoor living baskets. So depending on the type of project we did for a client, I would send them a gift basket, typically equated to about $100 to $150. I sent it to anybody who did a project of at least $10,000. So in the grand scheme of things, a very small percentage of that overall project, but then personalize it to them. From a decision making on what should be branded and what shouldn't, I was about 50-50. About half the items were not, and about half the items were. Typically, I tried to brand the items that were used more regularly. Like I had one, it was a cutting board for the kitchen that we actually burned our logo into. So every time they pulled that cutting board out, our logo was right on top of it. Things like a tape measure, a pen, a notepad, those things should have your logo or be branded. I think things like towels and other little things that they would use within their kitchen probably not need to be branded. I don't think you need to brand everything in there to really create the impact you're looking to do. But try and personalize it to whatever your product or service is. If you look at what you do and figure out what a client would need or be able to utilize as part of what your service offering is, so it just reminds them of who you are and reminds them to think about you next time that something happens. I don't really have, people have asked me well, what's the dollar figure? What's the percentage I should expect to spend on something? I do everything based on ROI. So in my coaching business now, for the last, this will be my second year, the end of 2021, and I always send books, right? I am an educator. This is what I do for a living. I coach people. So last year I sent books with a handwritten note. This year I actually went to the next level. If you've seen this and you're one of my clients, you may have not gotten yours yet, but I actually customized the first page of the book. I found a publisher that basically took a book that I thought was really important, really valuable, and I had them print a custom message on the front page of that book. So when you open up the cover, the first page is a quote from me or a statement from me with my logo. So it lives with that book. So every time they open that up, they're gonna remember that I got it from me. And ideally I pick books that people that in my client base would actually benefit from kind of going into 2021. But for you guys, I think it's something that will make them think about you. When it comes to employees, obviously year-end bonuses are cool. Any type of raises at the end of the year are cool. But I like looking at people on an individual basis. What are their passions? What are they into? What are they doing? What are their priorities? And trying to give them something that can impact on that. I've gone as far as like, I'll pay for your gym membership for the year because I know it's super important to you. Something that's like meaningful to them. Sometimes it's not a direct monetary meaningful value. Sometimes it's like just something else. But I'm big on kind of doing appreciation of the year. I like doing Christmas parties. I like doing year-end parties. I like getting people together to like congregate in a way that's not a high pressure, not high stress. I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. I would bring, especially if you have operations and sales, maybe office and field employees, bringing everybody together to celebrate the year. Because look, if you're still in business, if you're still making money, if you had profit this year, you're better than most, especially in our industry. Some people are killing it, some people are not. So if you had a successful year, make sure everybody knows that you appreciate the effort they put in and that they know that they can work together as a team, because that operations and sales breakdown is real. And bringing everybody together, kind of just meet each other and realize that that's a person over there and we need to work together on the mission. But any type of gifts for them, like I like doing branded items, jackets, hats, shirts, sometimes notebooks. Maybe it's an iPhone cover. I even had like a custom iPhone background created this year that I've been sending to some people. Like that doesn't cost anything, but it just shows that I'm thinking about them and reminds them to think about what they're doing and make them know that I appreciate them. And in another video, we're gonna talk about kind of what to do going into next year. I'm really big on kickoff meetings for the year, kind of setting the mission, setting the tone, setting those agendas. But as far as appreciating people, tumblers are cool, sweatshirts are cool, notepads, notebooks, things like that are awesome, especially for both sides. I think for clients, relate something to the product or service you offered. For employees, relate to something that's important to them, and you'll go a lot farther with creating that impact that you were hoping for. If you have any questions at all on this, it can be a little consuming, a little time consuming, a little overwhelming if you don't know your people very well, your client base. Feel free to shoot me a DM. Go at WinRate Consulting on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll give you some quick feedback that I think might bring you value. But ultimately, do not forget to show appreciation and gratitude for the people that made 2020 the year it was for you. So it's clients, it's employees, it's subs, it's vendors, it's family members, it's all the people that go into making your ecosystem run so that you as a business and business owner can be successful. But basically go out, appreciate, show some gratitude so your team will continue to win fast and win often for you.